back to my channel. So we're going to continue today while I'm driving to Long Island. I'm going to tell you some more stories of things that happened to me the year that I lived in the recovery home in Pensacola, Florida. So for all you little minions out there that are trying to talk smack about me and my life and my channel, there's nothing in my life that I regret having done. I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not ashamed of the crimes that I committed. I own up to it. I paid my price. I returned everything that I ever took from a store. They got their merchandise back. I did my time in jail, and I learned a lot from it. We all make mistakes, and that's what makes us better people, because out of adversity comes strength. So you can throw all the shade my way that you want to. All it does is just adds fuel to my subscribers, and they will come down on you like like some type of wrath you've probably never heard before. But that's just human nature when there's jealousy involved. But anyway, so when I was released from the Orange County Jail, this was in 2001. Maybe it was 2000. It's been 20 years. I had to go on probation for, I think it was 18 months. Well, I wanted to do that probation in a drug rehab because I wanted to, get my life straightened out and get my life back. I had gone through so much, and I just didn't want to live in that depression and drug induced haze of a life anymore. So that's when I decided to go into the recovery home and do my year's probation there. Well, some way or another, the paperwork did not get processed from Orange County to let's see, what is Pensacola? I can't remember Pensacola, but I'm sure y'all who live down there will let me know. Anyway, the paperwork did not get, my probation officer did not put the paperwork in. So here I am going along, going to my meetings and doing everything that I'm supposed to do, and going to Lakeview and seeing my therapist and working for Sandra and just going along and getting my life back together. And so one day I came home from work, from Sandra's, and I had worked in her yard that day. I had been pulling weeds out of her daylily garden, and I was just filthy. Well, here comes the sheriff's deputy knocking on the door looking for Glenda. Well, he had a warrant out for my arrest. Or he had a warrant for my arrest. I said, well, why? I haven't done anything wrong. Scared the holy crap out of me. And so he told me, well, you violated your probation because you left Orange County and came to Pensacola, without permission. I said, yes, I do. I do have permission. Well, like I said, the paperwork was not done. So he put me in handcuffs and everything, and he was real nice. He did let me change clothes, and he let me get my purse and my chapstick and all my stuff together. He wasn't rushing me or anything. In fact, just about every experience I've ever had with law enforcement, it's been a pretty pleasant experience. They've always been real nice to me. Oh, how many people can say that? Not many. So anyway, he took me to the sheriff's office, and they processed me and everything. And so then I had to be transported from Pensacola down to Orlando. So y'all, they put me in the back of a Paddy wagon. Oh, Lord. I had my hands behind me in handcuffs, and those things hurt. I mean, they're metal, and they would just dig into your wrist. And my wrists are so tiny that, they would make them extra tight. And then they would try to loosen them and everything, And so I'm sitting in the back of this Department of Corrections bus with about 4 or 5 other prisoners. They were all male. So we just had to sit there, and I don't know how many hours it was. I reckon it's about 8 or 10 hour drive. But the corrections officer, he had a gun on his holster, and he had a shotgun. There were 2 of them. So he went through the McDonald's drive-through window, and so he was telling us, go ahead and decide what you want to eat. He said, you can have anything that you want. Well, y'all know me. I got me a large strawberry milkshake and a Big Mac and a fry. So I pigged out on my McDonald's dinner in the back of that Paddy wagon. Well, then I had to pee. So I had to hold it because they had the route laid out where they were stopped, at the same McDonald's every time they were transporting prisoners. And then they would stop at a gas station for us to use the bathroom. So, I had to hold it and hold it and hold it. So finally he stopped at a gas station, and they took one at a time, and they let me go first. And he had a big old shotgun there, y'all. And so he escorted me to the bathroom. Well, when we got to the door, he removed my handcuffs, and he let me go in there, but he was standing right out there, y'all, with that shotgun while I used the bathroom. And I think during all this ordeal, when people saw me coming out of the bathroom, that's when I actually felt embarrassed. I know. I was so embarrassed and ashamed. I was just wondering what those people were thinking. An old woman coming out of the bathroom with a corrections officer with a shotgun. But anyway, I came out of the bathroom, and he put the handcuffs back on me, and I crawled back into the Paddy wagon, and he took me on down to Orlando. So I get to Orlando, and was taken back to the Orange County Jail. And so I told them, y'all have made a mistake. So they started looking at all the paperwork, and they got in contact with the probation officer from Orlando who had initiated their warrant for my arrest. So they found out that the paperwork just had not been done, and the judge had agreed for me to leave Orlando and move to Pensacola and to go into new beginnings. So we got all the paperwork done. Well, then I had to find a way back to Pensacola. I mean, they hauled me down there, but they weren't going to bring me back. So Jason came and got me from the jail, and I stayed with him a couple of nights. Kind of got my bearings and got myself back together. So then he took me to the Greyhound bus station to buy myself a bus ticket to go back to Pensacola. So I buy the bus ticket, and I have never ridden a bus in my life. I did not know anything about it. So I got on the bus going to Gainesville. So we get to Gainesville, and it was late at night. It was after midnight. So everybody just jumps off of the bus that I was on and started scrambling in this big hurry to get on a different bus. Well, I was just looking at what it said across the top of the bus, and it said Atlanta. So I'm thinking, oh, well, they're probably going to go through Orlando to get to Atlanta. So I get on the bus going to Atlanta. So we head down the highway, and I asked him, I said, well, what time are we supposed to arrive in Orlando? And he said, this bus ain't going to Orlando, it's going to Atlanta. I said, what? I thought I was on the bus going to Orlando. He said, no, you are going to Atlanta, Georgia, ma'am. I said, no, I can't go to Atlanta, Georgia. So he radioed the bus that I was supposed to be on. So they made arrangements to meet. It was at a Stuckey's. Y'all remember those old Stuckey's where you used to buy those pecan pralines? So the bus to Orlando, that bus driver pulled over there at Stuckey's and waited for me. And they got my my butt on the right bus and hauled me back to Pensacola. So that's just another little one of my stories on my life in a recovery home. And y'all just keep on coming back. Bye, guys.